Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live.
Hello, everyone. This is Tracey Brown coming to you today to do an episode on house cleansing. Now, this episode is important to me because it's some of the practices and rituals I do about twice a year. I do a winter solstice cleaning just before Christmas, around the winter solstice, just before, really. I like to have my house clean for the 21st. Um, and I love making it a ritual. So I even plan out just before the holidays, just before Thanksgiving, all the things that I need to do to keep my house spiritually clean. I usually start out in November with decluttering, right? That means going through all your drawers with papers and junk and all that other stuff, right? I've also learned to keep a basket of junk. So anything extra I just don't want to deal with. It could be a rock, to a clipping, um, to mail. I put everything in a basket, usually in a drawer that I could tuck away. That way, I'm not going through all my drawers to declutter, right? I've learned that over the years how to minimize um, what I have. The other way to minimize cleaning is to make sure that your house has clean edges, right? So, having too many things in your living room space, in your bedroom space, it doesn't work for the energy unless you design it to be exceedingly pleasing for that purpose. So some people can have a very eclectic looking house, but it still looks uber clean. And some people can just have an amazing clean house because they've decided to declutter everything. One of my biggest pet peeves are my kitchens, right? So this is just for me. I have a hard time keeping appliances on top of my countertops. So I keep the most important things. So I keep a Keurig on top and maybe a blender. But to be honest with you, I actually don't use a blender every day. I obsessed over blenders for 4 weeks at a time, and then I'll be done for 6 months. So I don't keep a habit of keeping my blender on top unless it's in use. So for the most part, the only thing you will see on my countertop is a Keurig, and that's it. I'm starting to collect glass containers to put herbs into, but really aesthetically pleasing, not the ones that most herbalists use that you seal. I'm not using those. I'm literally getting glass containers from the dollar store with the silver top, and that's the only other thing I might add to my countertop is my excess of herbs. Like I just made a a salt bath, and I'm telling you, I put everything in this product, and I made such a big batch that I had to get a glass container to hold it, which it's fine, and it's sitting out. And then I've decided in the back of my brain, I'm like, well, I have so many herbs, I can start putting that on my countertop, but just that, right? But I might have 10 of these on my countertop and then my curate. So I say that to say, because it's going to be important, particularly for the new year, to learn to keep your house decluttered, all right? Hoarding is a protective energy, but hoarding can cloud the mind, and before you know it, you're living in a way that it becomes uncomfortable. So we definitely don't want you to be uncomfortable. So the first thing you're going to have to do before we do a whole spiritual cleaning is declutter. Now, I like to do this before the new year, but remember, I got a head start in November, right? So I clean out my drawers, my closet specifically. I've learned that I cannot stand a cluttered closet. Took me years to get there, but voila, I've arrived. And also in my mind, I'm always thinking, I want my transition, whenever that will occur, to be smooth. And I came from a place that I had lived there 6 years, and the amount of clothes that I obtained in the 6 years, not only was it unacceptable, I literally found identical clothing in two different closets, two different sizes. So I never want to see that person show up in my life again. And that's why at this stage of the game, I'm just coming from a place of having had learned that I can't do this. And it turns out I had to throw everything away. I could carry, I could, not only could I not carry nothing, right? Nothing that I had would fit in the warm island that I live in. So in the end, it was just such a waste, and it made me so sad. So what I did was, I got a, I invited my assistant's wife over. She has my body shape, and I said, "Go through my closet and enjoy your life." And I loved the way she was shopping because she was like picking and choosing, and I'm like, "Oh my God, just take everything." She works every day, so I'm like, "You're gonna need clothes. Take everything." Um, but I think she was, I don't know if she was like embarrassed to take everything. And I was like, oh my God. So when she left, I brought my assistant back and I was like, can you go through the clothes and take what you want for your wife? Because I think that she was not sure that she had the right to take everything. Like, I'm not sure what was going on. And he didn't care. He just started grabbing things out the closet. Beautiful coats. Oh my God. Like, I'm a coat fiend, even though, my coat look came from New York, right? We're big on coats in New York. And California didn't carry the same weather, but there were times when it was cold and I can put on a beautiful, just beautiful coats that I had. Just beautiful. Oh, I brought a couple of coats in from Italy that I never got a chance to wear because we were in Italy in 2019, went into COVID 2020, and I had already decided to move, you know, and we were in lockdown. So there was no church to go to, so I couldn't use any of my coats, any of my dresses. Like, such a nightmare, the lockdown was. And I really respect how people couldn't take the lockdown. I really respect it. Um, I didn't understand it at the time, how other people couldn't obey orders for their own life, their children's life, their grandma's life. But in hindsight, like I have to get way past it to understand how people might have gotten cabin fever, and couldn't take it. I get it, guys. So, decluttering your house is first and foremost. Remember that. Decluttering. And as you declutter, clean. Those shelves need to be clean. Clean out your kitchen cabinets, everyone. Do not be afraid to clean out those kitchen cabinets. That isn't spiritual cleaning, that's just your stuff. Clean out your kitchen cabinets and reorganize your spice rack and all that stuff, right? And make it fun. Make sure that whatever you're doing, it's your house. Love your space. Don't be like, oh my God, I got to clean out my closets. Oh my God. Can I tell you guys something? This happens every single Friday. Nobody's ever going to believe me because nobody lives with me. I've got these lamps in my house, right? Let me take a picture of them. Not that I'm going to, this doesn't prove anything to anybody, but I've got these solar lamps in my house. They never, this is how I know spirit lives here. They never turn on during the week. Never. They're solar, so they're powered by solar. It was a gift from my son and my daughter in law. They never come on. They only come on Fridays. And even if they do come on, it'll be one or the other. Like it's never both of them. On a Friday, they every time I do Tracy After Dark, they will come on, which is so funny to me. Um, and one time I caught both of them blinking, which is Archangel Michael, I believe, that is communicating with you. And I caught them blinking, and I was like, what's happening here? Every Friday, these lamps come on. It's so funny, and I honor the energy that I guess they're trying to tell me they're like Tracy After Dark or something. I don't know. Let me just say hi to everyone. Hi, Lisa D. Good health. Ava. Good health. Oh, am I going? Oh, no. Let me go way back. Okay. Ava was the first one on. Hi, Ava. Mother of Brats. Hey, everyone. Hi, Sabrina. Miss Net Net. Good health. LT. Good evening. Good health. And Miss Aquarius. Hey, Tracy. Mods and chat. Good health. Hi, roses and beads. What time is it over there? It's better. It's not 3 a.m. That's for sure. Good health. And I think you're an hour behind Pacific, right? Hi, Cheryl. Hi, Cheryl Duncan. Hey, good health, sweetie. Um, well, we're going to talk about all that energy stuff, right? Because music is energy, but we're going to talk about that. So, once you have your house clean, right? Like, look at this table. Like, that table should not have any gunk on it, right? Once you have your house clean, that's the corners and your altar. And it's going to be really important sometimes to consider rearranging your furniture. 3:17 p.m. Okay, got it. It's so far behind. It's going to be important to rearrange your furniture. Now, that's not always possible, right? If you cannot rearrange your furniture, you've got to move your furniture. You can't clean your whole house for the winter solstice going into a new year and have the back of your sofa um, dirty, right? You got to pull out the sofa seats and see what's under there. You're going to find something that you thought you lost, I promise you. Especially if you have kids in your house. In fact, y'all should be looking under the sofa when you have kids in your house once a week because they will hide some stuff in your sofa, right? If you can't rearrange your furniture, then move your furniture out, get get in there, meaning the floors, push it back. And you should really start that way. Move the furniture, wipe down the floor in that area, vacuum, all that good stuff. It feels like it's going to be hard work. I want you to love it. Remember, your home is you. And that's the most important thing that you always need to remember. I am my home is me. The energy that is in my home is my energy. And what we're going to talk about is kicking out other people's energy that you might bring home with you, or it's the holidays, right? So I don't know who's throwing a party Christmas Eve, but it's usually after Christmas Eve that we do the whole spiritual cleansing. And you have a week to do it. So don't drive yourself crazy. So anytime before that, you're decluttering. And the only thing I would want you to consider doing before the deep cleansing is move the sofa, move cabinets that are movable, and get in those corners. That's going to be the most important thing for you to consider. All right now. So once you do that, and that means wiping off your table and all that other stuff, then I have a picture here of crystals. Those of you that love crystals, or those of you that have crystals in your house, start putting them around the house. Oh, it just, when the energy from one corner to another corner matches up, oh, it's like a beam of light is going across your house energetically. So really consider placing, some beautiful, massive pieces around your house, right? So here I have rose quartz, I have a selenite spear in the back, which I showed you these crystals before. I have a heart rose quartz, an amethyst rose quartz. My angel aura is my favorite. And the big white stone is a um, salt lamp. And I am obsessed with salt lamps. And this particular salt lamp I got so cheap, like for $9.99, and it displays different colors: purple, red, green, pink. It's so beautiful. All right, so let me get a picture up so Sabrina can see me. Okay, let's talk about house cleansings. How do we cleanse our homes of negativity? The one thing I don't like to consider using is the word negative or chaotic, right? I think cleansing your home should be something that's mandated, all right? It just should be a thing. You can cleanse your home once a month, you can cleanse it every 6 months. It doesn't matter to me. Just learn to cleanse it and do the right things, right? Because energy can come in from anywhere, right? You could bring energy in sitting next to someone on your commuter. You could bring energy in when you're driving and you're stuck in traffic and you're mad as hell and you're screaming epithets at people and cursing. Oh, that's not a good thing. You're going to carry the energy into your house, right? Um, Breakups and a loss of any kind, right? We got to cleanse our energy, especially when we break up from someone, right? Anytime during major life transitions, that could be a new job, is a major life transition. That could mean preparing for a baby to come home, clean your house. That could mean accepting a new pet into your house. Like clean for, any and all events. I speak to a lot of people that say to me, I feel stuck. Well, I don't believe in the word stuck. I don't believe in the phrase I feel stuck. I believe everyone is where they're supposed to be, even if that's the feeling that you get. Don't think that if God has you stationary somewhere, that is what you're supposed to be doing, right? There's plenty of times when I have been stationary, unable to move, unable to grow, and looking to God to say, let me know when. I understand you're keeping me here for a reason. I don't know. And usually, if I just stop complaining and deal with the energy that I'm forced to live in, whatever that feels like to you. You might say it's stuck. I might say it's, what do you want me to see, God? Why am I in this space, unable to advance or move or grow? Open my eyes so I can see what you want me to see. It may not be pretty, guys, but once you allow yourself to see, that's when you will get unstuck. Sometimes what you might need to see, or feel or hear is an inspiring intention. So sometimes you could feel stuck, and then your coworker might say, I think you would be really good as a nurse. Boom, you just got unstuck. It's for you to know that that message was meant for you directly, and for you to do something about it. All right. So one of the ways of clearing energy is burning dry herbs, right? And the herbs could be cedar, could be yobasanta. Cedar is really good for decluttering. And before I moved here, I had a whole bag of cedar. At some point, my intentions was to open up a shop so that you all can buy the products that I was buying. And then I moved. And I'm telling you, everything just had to go in a garbage. I could take very little with me. So if you order cedar, and these are things you get from Amazon, get a little charcoal disc and just put the cedar on top of the charcoal, and that will help in um, clearing the air of bad juju. All right, will help you to get rid of bad memories. Um, it's a symbolic way to rid your space of lingering energies. Right, that's what cedar does. Let me just put up another. Let me show you a picture of cedar. Actually, I was trying to get all the pictures that I needed for you guys. So let me get a picture of you, for you, of what cedar looks like. Just see something. Mm-hmm. No, put it here. No, up here. Let me see. Cedar. Get a picture for you guys. Images. Um, hmm. uh, let me get. Let me find cedar chips for you from Amazon. It's just easier. Cedar chips. And they sell cedar chips for almost everything, for storage in your closet, for your closets and your drawers. Cedar chips are amazing. It's an amazing spiritual product. Let me see. Here's a bag of natural cedar shavings. I find one really cheap. This is on Amazon. This is for just $8.99. Don't judge this. The packaging, I could care less. I've learned not to care that the packaging isn't pretty. As long as the packaging is clean, that's all I care about. Other than that, I just worry about the product. And let me show you guys what cedar looks like. Add it here. All right. And this is what a bag of cedar looks like. There you go. All right. And you can put that on charcoal and put the cedar on top and let it burn and let it clear the negative energy in your space. All right. Let's see what else. Oh. Um, Yoba Santa will bring loving vibes to your house. All right. Rosemary, burn again. All of this can be burned with a charcoal disc. Rosemary can be burned for new beginnings. Mugwort, Mugwort, is um, so you can have better dreams. All right. Juniper, and juniper is very popular during the winter, is for comfort. So if you're looking for your home to feel more comfortable to yourself and others, burn some juniper. And juniper is very sacred energy. Any resins, any resins. So that would be frankincense, that would be myrrh, that would be copal, that would be amber. There are so many resins, so just look them up. Those are just a few. Any resins, um, especially frankincense and myrrh, are for purification. All right. And make sure that when you're burning your charcoal, you are burning your charcoal in a fire safe container. All right. Palo Santo is a very sacred wood that comes from the Palo Santo tree. Um, and it's indigenous to South America. Shamans love Palo Santo. And Palo Santo helps clear the energy, but it also increases love and prosperity. All right. Sandalwood. I like to buy sandalwood in the form of an incense stick. So if you're ever buying incense, look for sandalwood. It's an amazing herb. It smells so beautiful and it brings grounding and centering. All right. And if you're in a home, especially a lot of women have husbands that may not invest in the changing that you are going through. And so there's a lot of things you can't do because it just looks so damn spooky. And I get it. So you have to be spiritually safe as well, rather than force your new effervescent spiritual self onto somebody else. You can just keep it very clean and just get a salt lamp, a Himalayan salt lamp. And a Himalayan salt lamp will clear the energy. All right. So that's one way of cleansing your house with some forms of dry herbs. And of course, the incense I just mentioned, incense. Also, noise. Noise helps you to cleanse your house. Now, if you think that you've got some bad spirits in your house, and me personally, I don't believe in bad spirits, but I also don't believe in bad spirits because I don't invest in that energy, right? However, I'm not doubting that bad spirits can exist. Sometimes you have spirits that are tricksters. I hate those little buggers because those are the ones where you put your keys down somewhere. You put your keys there, and you look all over, you come back to the same spot, and all of a sudden the keys are there. That's a little trickster that's in your house. So when I get a trickster in my house, get a spoon, get a pot, and start banging your house and tell that trickster you are not invited here. This is not your home. Don't try me. I do not have the patience. Please leave. Right? That's an aggressive way of getting rid of spirits. But if you do that, it would be a good idea to go through the whole house, right? Including your bedroom, including your bathroom, including your garage, blah, 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 blah. Bang the shit out of the house if you've got some funky type of energy and you tell them to get out. What I always like to add is that you must be of God. And a trickster, I do not believe a trickster is of God because I don't have time to be played with. So you cannot be of God. So you get out, right? But then there are other noises that are soothing, like people love singing bowls. I would tell anyone to buy a singing bowl and figure it out. It's just so much fun to play with. And I have to tell you, if you've got little kids in the house, let me tell you something. If you have kids in the house and they can be annoying as fuck, what you need to do is get yourself some singing bowls and have a singing bowl hour. And what you're going to teach your kids is not to be so annoying as fuck, right? Let them scream, let them yell. The minute you can't take it anymore, you say, hey guys, why don't we bring out the singing bowls? Don't judge the energy because you never know which one of your babies has the gift. You just bring them out, teach them at first, bring them out, set them down, and tell them to create music. You'll be surprised how spirit will work through the little babies. But, you can't let them be by themselves. You have to be there too with your own singing bowl. And if you live by yourself, cares, get a singing bowl. It is so much fun, so beautiful. And the minute you master, oh, it feels so good. Now, if you can't buy a singing bowl because they could be a little expensive, there's plenty of YouTube channels that has singing bowls as a video. On top of the video of singing bowls, you can get mantras for singing, for music, for sound. I'm sorry, for sound. Bring sound in your house. But I have to tell you, if I'm doing a spiritual cleanse, I might do music that gets me pumping, right? I might do music like Michael Jackson, it's black or white. I might do the Temptations, you know, anything that gets the cleaning rhythm inside of you. It doesn't have to be all woo 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 stuff type of music. Play that old school music, right? Play Diana Ross. I'm coming out. Play that. Um, and have fun. Have fun while you're doing this cleaning, right? And then when all is said and done, maybe we could put a little soothing mantra on when you're sitting down with a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, and a little crumb crumb, and be proud of yourself, right? At the end, put a little monk. And you know what? Don't drive yourself crazy. No one's asking you to be a monk, right? It could be 10 minutes, 5 minutes of some soothing music to just reground yourself from all this cleaning, right? Um, Cleanse your house with salt. Now, salt is used for sterilizing your cutting boards. It clears energy. All right. You can dissolve sea salt. I'm a fan of sea salt or Himalayan salt. I rarely use regular salt. However, I do have a container of regular salt in my house. It's been my mom's practice that when you come into a house, you bring a brand new salt in your house. But because I'm a little cheap and I'm never going to use it, I do bring in iodine salt for the home. Anything else with cleansing or eating, I cleanse with sea salt. I eat with Himalayan salt, but I will also use both to take a bath. But I will never use the cheap salt ever again. It just sits in my cupboard, and that is for the energy of the house, right? Dissolve sea salt in a spray bottle, fill it with water, and mist the air of a room. Place a thin line of sea salt in front of your home's entrance or around the perimeter of your property. This is all for protection. You can also put a small dish of salt on your altar. I'm not a fan of just salt. I definitely would add other protective herbs like bay leaves, like basil, right? I would add it to the salt. Um, and when you're making a floor wash, um, put salt in the floor wash. And when you're taking a bath, put salt in your bath. Now, lemons. Lemons are used for everything. So we were just talking about your floor wash. I, I'm a big fan of using fresh lemons for my floor wash. Florida water, very protective. Florida water is um, salt, and I don't use ammonia all the time. I want to make this very clear, but ammonia clears the energy of anything negative. So, because this is specifically what we're doing, then I will get some ammonia to cleanse my house with. All right. And I would put all that fresh squeezed lemon. And if you can't get fresh squeezed lemon, get the lemon in a bottle. I wouldn't drive myself crazy. It might be a little bit too concentrated, but it's the same thing. But I prefer fresh squeezed lemon in my bath, ammonia, and I would still add like I like a good smell added to it. So here's one of my biggest problems. I would get pine sol with lemon. I hate the smell of pine sol, but again, anything with pine um, clears your house of negativity. So I would get pine sol with lemon. Then I would use fresh lemon. Then I would put some Florida water. Then I would put some salt. Right? Um, I would also take the opportunity for the dishes and the pots that you use, fill your sink up with water, add some lemon juice, and wash your dishes um, with the lemon water. The other thing that I want to add is that plants around the house, they absorb the energy and then they give back to us. So concentrate on having plants in your home. For a year last year, I did not have a single plant in my home. And this year, don't get insulted, guys, but now I have a plethora of plants. So my prayer is that the plants that I have in my house and I can commune and I can watch them grow. Because in my other house, oh my God, I had a beautiful selection of plants. And it was so sad to leave everything behind. And so for a year, I didn't get plants because I didn't know what I wanted to do or how I wanted my space to look. And as I started decorating, then I could see the plant coming into my house. And I brought several plants, and I'm telling you, it moves the room. Plants move the room. Now, for some people, they can make fake plants look amazing. God bless you. I'm not a fan of fake plants, but when I see somebody that can take fake plants and make them look real, I'm so jealous of them. But real plants, at least one or two, gives back to you. So Don't be afraid to let plants into your house. All right. So let me see if anybody has any questions. I wasn't looking at the comments, guys. Hi, Miss Mom G. Whoa, I'm late. Tracy Brown in chat. You never late. Oh, Sabrina, don't you love sandalwood? I love sandalwood. Um, which charcoal disc would you suggest? Don't drive yourself crazy. They sell them on Amazon. They're little round disc. If anything, there are two sizes. There's the small and the large. I prefer large, if anything. All right. So let me add some pictures here just to have some fun. Uh, a mop. And this mop comes from Walmart. And I was looking, it's only like $9. I would really check out to see if that's still available. Comes in different colors. All right. Again, guys, I am huge on lemons and lime. And lemons, I do this all the time. My group does this all the time. You can cut the lemon in half, and these are cloves that you put inside. Or you could leave the lemon whole and put the cloves on the your mop needs to be changed because at some point you can't get that mop clean, right? But if you need to get the mop clean, a good overnight soaking of bleach usually does the work, right? If anybody didn't know this, right? Hot water, heavy on the bleach, and let your mop soak overnight. All right, we'll get it nice and clean. Um, but when you get to that point where it doesn't make sense to keep using that mop, listen to yourself. Get a new mop, right? Mops are too cheap for you to keep hanging on to a mop that's not going to clean, right? Hi, Fit Game Chicks. Um, but people tend not to look at the broom. And I hate going to somebody else's house and have to sweep something up. And I'm like, oh my God, let me sweep it up. And I look at your broom and I'm like, dude, I won't say it to the person, but I'm like, how hard is it to keep a clean broom? Look at your brooms. Throw the shit out. Get a new broom. They're not expensive. They're at the dollar store. Pick up new brooms. Don't let that energy think that you're cleaning your house every single time, and you're not. The other thing I want to offer up is that even if you live in an apartment, so hear me out, even if you live in an apartment, um, learn um, when you're spiritually cleaning your house, you want to clean from the back toward the front door. Okay? If you can, sweep it out your house. If you can. And pick up, if you're in an apartment, pick up the dirt away from your front door. So just scoot it over to the corner and pick it up. If you live in a place where You open up your door and you step out into fresh air. Sweep it out your house. All right? But there's a pattern to cleaning. And every once in a while, you don't have to do this all the time, but when you're doing a spiritual cleanse, what you're saying to your home, and remember, your home is alive, your home is you, right? You represent what's in that home. And so when you're doing a spiritual cleanse, you want to be able to take it, the energy, and sweep everything toward the door. All right. You're going to want to mop that way too. You're going to want to mop toward the door. All right. All right. I'm getting a little hot. I need to put my fan on me, but I'm just going to take a little tiny break because I just want to get some ice water. All right, guys. I hope you. Well, let me make sure. Mop. Then I just wanted to show, even if you get ammonia, and I don't know if we talked about ammonia yet. Um, if you can, don't drive yourself crazy. If you can, get lemon scent ammonia. However, I would still add fresh lemon to my bucket. All right. So in this bucket, I would put ammonia, Florida water, fresh lemon. But if you get ammonia, get lemon ammonia and pine sol. But I would get lemon scent pine sol. All right, because lemons are big in huge in cleansing. Trust the lemon. Also, once your house is nice and clean, learn to put lemon on your altar. Learn to put lemon on your kitchen countertop. Learn to put lemons in your living room in a decorative bowl. So you're gonna learn to bring home bags and bags of lemon. Lemon is huge and they can be beautifully decorated. So get some lemons, get that house, you know, with the effervescence of lemon energy, and you're going to be so happy with yourself. So let me just make sure I covered everything before I take my break. We didn't talk about bath waters yet, so I'll hold off on that. Okay, I think we discussed as much as we could. I am going to play some music and I'm going to get me some ice water. And give me 1 second. And thank you for this intermission. right, everyone. Thank you for your patience. I did not have intentions of. I already knew. I was like, I don't need electrolyte water, and all I need was regular water. But the more I drank the regular water, the more I wanted. Oh, electrolyte water. So thank you for your patience for letting me make the electrolyte water. Let me see what everybody is saying. Hey Sylvester, Fashion Art and Tarot, how are you? Okay, Sabrina, you bleach your mop too. Yeah, that's a really good thing to do. Good evening, Miss Matthews. How are you? I sweep my front porch and walk away, leading to the front door with a specific outdoor broom. Oh, that's the other thing. I didn't want to bring that up because I didn't want to drive everybody crazy. Um, there should be an outdoor broom and there should be an indoor broom. So, very true. I too have two brooms. As it turns out, my landlord, because this was an Airbnb, had a broom here. So I used that broom as my outdoor broom, and my indoor broom I brought. Hey y'all, it's good to wipe the walls with a towel or wall cleaner. Excellent. You know what I do, Sylvester? I didn't have that on my list, but thank you for that. Hold on a second. Every Monday, I do a peppermint cleanse in my house, right? And so it could be peppermint oil. It turns out I have, I forgot what kind of peppermint, spearmint. I think this is spearmint I have as a plant. And I soak it on Mondays. And by Monday night, I'm taking a regular, paper towel, and I'm wiping my doorknobs, wiping my kitchen knobs, right? All the little things. Wiping my bathroom knobs, right? And wiping down my cabinets, my refrigerator, my bathroom doors. Guys, look at those doorknobs and look at your doors. Chances are they're dirty. I don't know how we missed that. Guarantee they are dirty. I also wipe down my the outlets, the on and off switch outlets all over the house. What else do I do? Doorknobs are big for me, and I only do it on Mondays. So thank you, Sylvester. However, you can use peppermint oil, spearmint oil. Don't drive yourself crazy. And again, squeeze a little lemon. All right. Hi, Ari. Hello, and good health. And can you hear me now, Sylvester? Do I need to change this out? 9:52. I hope you can hear me. Can everyone hear me? Yes. Okay, good, good, good. So let's move on. I gotta plug my phone in. Let's move on to egg cleansing. Egg cleansing. Let's move on to egg cleansing. Egg cleansing. So I have a video on egg cleansing, and if I can add it, I meant to. I meant to add it. So I will add it to the description. Okay, guys. Um, but egg cleansing, you're gonna love egg cleansing. Who has heard of cleaning with eggs? This is very old, very ritualistic, and all of our ancestors have done something with eggs. I promise you. Um, Egg cleansing is it has very strong ancestral energy. So if you don't know about it, get to know what to do with eggs. Do you know about it, Ari? Um, so egg absorbs negative energy from the body and from your aura. And what you do is you take a raw egg and you rub the egg all over your body. Don't squeeze the egg because we do not want this egg to break. And while you're rubbing the egg all over your body, talk out loud to the universe or say a prayer. So I know the Lord's Prayer by heart. So I tend to say the Lord's Prayer. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He maketh me to lie down in the green pastures. He leadeth me beside the still waters. He restoreth my soul. He leadeth me in a path of righteousness for his name's sake. Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil. For thine art with me, thy rod, thy staff, thy will comfort me. Thou wilt preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou wilt anointest my head with oil, the cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and all the days of my life. And I forgot the last part. Surely goodness and mercy. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. Oh my God, that is hilarious. We're going to do a whole video on dissecting the Lord's Prayer because I'm telling you, it has a very powerful message associated with it. But if you, I think it's Psalm 23 is the Lord's Prayer, but just look it up on the internet. Um, and as you can recite the Lord's Prayer, you can recite Psalm 91, which is a protective psalm, or you could recite a psalm that is within your culture, right? And again, it's the type of prayer that is about protecting you or taking negative energy out of your body and out of your aura. And so what you do is, but if you don't have a prayer, like don't drive yourself crazy. If you don't have a prayer, just say out loud, what do you want this egg to do? I want this egg to release me of negative energy, of anyone's energy, known and unknown. I release negative energy from my body. And you rub it in your chest area, your stomach area, your arms, your legs. I would even sit down and rub it across my feet and be lighthearted as you're doing the egg cleanse. None of this needs to be heavy, right? The egg itself will do its job. And so, what you want to do is set your intentions. Um, I'm not a big fan of revealing what the negative energy is. I just want it gone. All right. So, once you're done, then you might want to read the egg. Back in the day, I was too scared to read the egg, so I would immediately throw it in the dumpster. Do not leave that egg in your house overnight, right? Go out and throw it in the dumpster. However, it's a good idea to crack the egg in a glass bottle. And if you use a glass bottle, label it at the bottom because you can never drink out of this glass ever again. It is going to be your egg cleansing glass. Now, if you don't want anybody to know your business, just put cleansing glass at the bottom. But put it up and away in the back of the closet where no kids can reach it. Or if you have a husband, you don't have to explain things. But in any case, this gets back to the egg. Once you finish doing all of that ritual, crack the egg. And the glass should be filled with water. And crack the egg and put the egg inside the water. Now, there is a way to read the energy of the egg. If that egg is clear, you have got no bad juju. You've got to trust what the egg is telling you. You got to move on with your life. Even if you think you have bad energy, if that egg is crystal clear and the whole egg sits, you ain't got no problem. Moving on, okay? And never to worry about bad juju on you, right? If you want to do it again, wait 6 months, right? However, if you've got little tiny bubbles, that too is a good sign, right? It means you've got a nice clean egg, you've got positive entities around you. Whew, you're doing a good job out there in the world. If your eggs have your yolk, your egg has little strings attached from the egg to the top of the surface of the water, it does mean that these strings can connect back to you, right? And these are what's called karmic cords with people that need to be cut. They also represent things that you are worried about. So these cords, like if you're worried about your job, it'll show up as these little tiny strings. If you're worried about your relationship, if you're worried about a breakup, you will see that there will be these strings from the top of the water down to the egg. And it means that you're not cutting the cord with your relationship. And if it's anything else like your job, it does mean that you're going to have to, fully acknowledge what is compromising your mental health because it's showing up in the egg. If the egg is cloudy, God forbid the egg is gray color, all right, we got some issues because it can mean mental fog, confusion, fatigue, headaches, also physical ailments. Your egg can pick up on all of that. Um, Pay attention to fatigue. A lot of people have, oh no, I forget what it's called. It'll come to me in a minute. A lot of people have a certain type of fatigue. I can't remember it right now. Um, adrenals. Adrenals. A lot of people have adrenals that are overtaxed. And you get adrenals when you stress way too much. You get adrenals when you exercise way too much. And there's no cure when your adrenals are overtaxed. The only thing that helps adrenals is resting. And adrenals will make you sleep. It'll make you exhausted and sleep. If you have these feelings of exhausted, and it's real, you really can't help yourself. The first thing I would do is make sure that your electrolytes are balanced. So I would drink a couple of bottles of Pedialyte. Make sure your vitamin D, that you're not vitamin D deficient. All right. And I would definitely add some multivitamins with B12 in it. Right now, I am taking Dr. Ruth's liquid vitamins, which has B12 in it, and it does make a big difference. But the B12 can be a little tricky because it could give you false energy and your adrenals could be taxed. I'm just saying that if you're overly exhausted, it could be electrolytes, and you don't have to check that with your doctor. Just drink a couple of bottles of Pedialyte, all right? Get yourself some vitamin D, right? Um, and I would try and get some vitamins that has B12 or B12 complex, but some B12 complex does not include B12, and B12 is really important. Beyond that, of course, go to your doctor, but if anything, doctors don't check for adrenals. But if you have your adrenals that is making you exhausted, the only cure is to give in to the exhaustion. The only cure is to enjoy relaxing, enjoy being lazy, sit down, stretch out on the sofa. Do not rush because everything you've been doing to date is what has caused the problem. So you have to do the opposite for the adrenals to heal. All right? We'll get through the eggs and then I'll look at the comments. If there are any spikes um, that spike up from the yolk, they can be short, they can be tall, they can go halfway up, right? But they do look like little spike or little spiky mountains. Um, these little spike represent blockages, right? And gossip that need to be removed. If your yolk has little cages around it, I've never really seen that. This represents entrapment and feeling stuck or feeling trapped by people or something. You're being consumed by other people and their particular situation. And when you get these cages around your yolk and you see that, you have to free yourself. But a lot of these things that I'm bringing up, you're going to know. These aren't going to be shocks. You're not going to say, I'm not feeling caged. If it shows up, you're going to already know. All right? If you see a literal eye in the egg, it would be directly in the center. That is a huge red flag. This is a huge concern. This needs to be taken seriously. This could literally represent what we call an evil eye. And it is the clear sign that someone has either put magic on you or wishes for you to fall off the face of the earth. If you see if you see an eye in your egg, I would say to you, go see a professional to get that energy off. Every once in a while, somebody could see figures, like literally people standing in the glass. Um, they can they can give you an idea of who the person is, but it definitely would mean that someone is bullying you, but you might even recognize who the person is. So it's called egg reading, and you read it just like you would teas and coffee. You know, some people are tea readers or coffee readers. Egg reading is the same thing. Once you're done, you could take pictures, by the way. I would take pictures to show a professional that would know what they're also looking at. Um, so don't be afraid to take pictures. You can't take it from the top. Take the picture, take side views of the picture. Try not to move the glass as well. Whatever you see right in front of you is the most important thing, right? Especially when you're new at this, right? So take a picture, call it a day. For those of you that are advanced and is not scared of the energy, you can move the glass very slowly and take maybe a panoramic picture. That would help too. When you're done, add some salt. This is one of the times I would use regular table salt because I'm not using my good sea salt or pink Himalayan salt on some negative ass energy. I would use regular table salt, pour it into that egg, but just as added protection, I would add red flakes to it. And then I would throw it down the toilet. And when you throw it down the toilet, you should say, you will be handled. Don't respond in fear. When you throw it down the toilet, you should say, you are garbage. You're going in the toilet and you will be handled, but you will not be affecting me. All right? All right, let me look at everyone's comment now. In the Latin culture, we call la limpia, yes, to remove the evil eye, yes. Latin culture is really good at looking at stuff like that. And I'm trying, Lisa D, to show people that we all should be doing this. I heard anybody can move on anybody's property next year. There's nothing you can do about it, even if you're on your property. That's crazy. Delight, I don't know what that means. I heard all Walmarts are shutting down next year because they have too many shoplifters. Okay, we're talking about cleaning, Delilah. All right. Delilah, don't live in fear, sweetie. I don't know what's going on here, but we're learning about how to cleanse negative energy. And I have to tell you, if everybody invests in negative energy, a lot of what's going on in the world may not happen, right? The whole purpose of cleansing your home and cleaning your home is to give yourself a clean body and a clean mind. So it's really important for everyone to do their due diligence. And you're right, Lisa D. This is a very Latin thing, which is so cool. So let's just go back to some spiritual baths, right? And floor washes. This is an emergency bath, right? Emergency. I want to be really, really clear. Part of um, cleansing yourself is to take a bath first, right? But I'm a big fan of, you think you got some juju on you, take an emergency bath. And that would mean 1 cup salt, half a cup of apple cider vinegar. I prefer apple cider vinegar with mother, and less than a tablespoon of ammonia. And sit in that for at least 10 to 15 minutes. And as you're sitting in it, take your washcloth and brush the energy, right? This energy is not for me, and you're brushing it down from your shoulders to your fingertips down, and do it with your legs. Now, that's for an emergency bath. You still have to clean yourself. So once you take that type of emergency bath, then I would wash myself off. Now, it sounds a little backwards, but it really isn't if you need to take an emergency bath. If it turns out that you don't have a bath, get a bucket, wash yourself with regular self normal, then scoop the solution that I just gave you onto your body, all right? And say the same thing. I'm releasing all this negative energy, get it off me, and take your washcloth and push it down into the drain if you don't have a bathtub. All right, now. And guys, you know, don't be crazy with ammonia. You gotta trust me on this. You know, don't tell me, Tracy, I used a whole bottle of ammonia. Then I know that you might be unsafe in your mind, right? This is about cleansing. It's not about killing yourself, okay? I also want to point something else out, right? There is no need in this day and age, with so much information available to you, to pay someone to do cleansings for you. Cleansings are intimate, right? Cleansings about getting naked, going into the bathtub, doing things. You could do all of this yourself. Do not get caught out there thinking that someone needs to do this for you. They will charge you an exorbitant amount of money when eggs might cost you a dollar $50, $3, right? And you can create your own ammonia solution. Please, please know you do not have to go to anyone to clean you. There are people that do this in this day and age. There's so much information on the internet and on YouTube. You don't have to pay anyone to do this. The most powerful person around you is you. Now, you might feel inadequate the first time, do it anyways. It gets much easier to learn how to clean yourself and clean your house. But I'm not a fan of doing this type of cleansing because it involves, getting naked. It involves your body. And I cannot authorize you going to somebody to wash yourself off, clean yourself off, protect yourself, and think that they have more power than you. Not only that, you can just really wind up in a very compromising position. And I don't want you getting, hurt or attacked or assaulted or raped. You can do this yourself. Remember to empower yourself, and any little research will help. And if you need answers, well, that's what I'm here for, right? Give me a phone call and let me help you with that. There's just no need to go to someone to cleanse you anymore. Those days should be done. You have the power. And that's what I would impress upon anyone that's listening today. You always had the power. So don't give it away. All right, let me see the comments before I go on. Hi, Lolita. Mm. Ooh, I need that water bad. Okay, make sure I'm not missing anything here. All right. Also, for your protective floor wash, you can add herbs, right? I love rue. Rue is a holy herb. I love basil. Basil is a holy herb. Blessed thistle, rosemary, sage. You can put all this in water, hot water over your stove, and strain it, and then add the water to your floor wash. And you can include Florida water, you can include pine sol, you can include ammonia, all right, along with these herbs that you do have to strain, all right. Okay, let's see if there's another topic here. For everyone that's out there, I am a big fan of Florida water. If you know how to make your own Florida water, do it. Do it and then sell it, right? Um, your own Florida water will come out brown. The Florida water that you buy in a Botanica will be clear. Florida water is a big deal. You can take Florida water, add fresh lemon juice. You could put it in a spray bottle and you could spritz your house with Florida water and lemon. Now, they do make a lavender and Florida water. It's too strong for me. I cannot stand that. But if you make your own solution, Florida water mixed with lemon juice, and you can add drops of your own lavender. That will make a better difference. But the pre-made lavender Florida water, oh my God, it's too strong for me. You can use your own spray, but dilute the Florida water with more water. So a quart of Florida water, some lemon juice, some drops of lavender, and then the rest of the bottle should have regular water in it. You can spray your home, spray your home office. If you do this at work, you and I both know there's negative energy at work. I got you. I hear you. You really don't want to draw attention that you're keeping everybody's negative energy out, right? Because you're making a loud statement because it has a very specific smell. So if you're going to use Florida water at work, add more solutions to it, right? Like more lemon juice, more lavender essential oil, but make sure you have more water and maybe just a few drops of Florida water. It's going to work anyway. But you don't need that overpowering smell. It's not fair to others. And the last thing you want to do is let people know, I got your number and I'm keeping you out. That actually is a better way for evil to rise up more against you. And then you're going to see that it doesn't work because you gave yourself away. All right? So it doesn't have to be crazy. Also, if there's a particular cologne that you like, um, not cologne, it's essential oils and fragrant. If there's a particular fragrant oil, add that to the Florida water. Just don't let the Florida water be overpowering at work. Make sure that the smell is so beautiful. You want people to say, "Oh, it smells so good in here." And you're like, "Oh, thank you." Meanwhile, you're keeping them out, but you're showing love. See how that works? Not repulse. Because Florida water can have a particular scent that can be repulsive to others. It's fine in your home, it is not fine at work. Okay? All right, guys, I didn't think I would take this long. Oh, I just wanted to tell you the different types of herbs that you could put in some a pot of hot water. There's so many, okay? Um, I'm a fan of picking 3 herbs out of this list, but I tell you 3 herbs, and I'm telling you, I will use 20 herbs, but 3 herbs is enough, right? But I'm going to give you um, some herbs: aloe, angelica, anise, ash, basil, birch, blackberry, blueberry, broom, caraway seeds, carnation, cedar again, cinquefoil. Cinquefoil is an excellent money herb. Clover, cotton, cypress, dill, eucalyptus, funnel, flax, foxglove, grass, hazel, heather, holly, Irish moss, ivy, lilac, mandrake, marigold, mistletoe. There should be a lot of mistletoe around. So get yourself some mistletoe, guys. Mugwort, mulberry, oak, olive, pine, primrose, raspberry, rice, rose, rosemary, sandalwood, Spanish moss, thistle, valerian, violet, willow. Select 3 to 6 to 9 herbs in a mixing bowl and add that to hot water strain it, and add it to your floor bath. Any one of these herbs protects your home, but as you're washing your floor, you should say something like, "These herbs protect my home and all within it." And visualize that your home is safe. All right? And that is the end. Any questions, guys? Mm. The only other thing I did want to say to you is, once all is said and done, let me see if I can find it. I didn't save it. Why didn't I save it? Once all is said and done, let me find it for you guys. Hold on a second. You're going to make a pot. Oh, careful. Once all is said and done, and you've done everything, and you've done a great job, right? Remember, what we are looking to do is influence. Why is this like this? Hold on a second. My desk wants to act a little crazy. I'll leave it for now. Something's wrong. Um, then you're going to make a final pot. And this is a relaxation pot. This is when your whole house is clean, you've done everything. You're not doing everything in one day, right? Remember that. You're not doing everything in one day. You are decluttering first. So get into those cabinets, clean out your cabinet basins, your take out all the herbs. By the way, look at the herbs, because black people never throw out herbs. We will keep herbs to the end of time. Some, you know, when your herbs are like cooked, right? So don't keep herbs. Throw some of those herbs out. Buy some fresh new herbs. So we're going to declutter first, particularly the kitchen, the cabinet underneath the kitchen, on top of the kitchen, right? We're going to clean out our closets, our linen closets, our bedroom closets. That's the first thing we're going to do. Take your time. Nothing's going to be a rush, right? Once you've got those things, oh, your spice rack, if that is in a closet, and your utensils where you keep your forks and stuff, reorganize that if you had to pick it up, wipe it down, all that good stuff. Right? Then we're going to take a day and do an egg cleansing. Then we're going to take a day and do a floor wash. Then we're going to take a day and we're going to do a bath, right? A protective bath. Um, and that's why take your time. We're going to do this before the new year, if you can, right? And unless you're doing something on the new year, this is actually the perfect. New Year's Eve is the perfect time to do a protective um, shower or a protective bath, right? So, the last thing I want to tell you is, when all is said and done, and you could do this New Year's Day, this would be beautiful to do New Year's Day sometime in mid afternoon. Get some lemons and oranges. Lemons and oranges. And this is for clearing energy. So, what you're going to do is get some lemons and oranges, fresh basil, has to be fresh rosemary, black peppercorns, not black pepper, star anise, that's that herb that looks like a little star, cinnamon, Um, and you're going to put it in a bowl, a pot of water. Basil is for prosperity. Rosemary is for love and protection. I love rosemary, by the way. Black peppercorn is for banishing negative energy. Star anise is for good luck. Cinnamon is for protection and success. And simmer the pot all day. Add water as needed. This is a good luck combination. So enjoy yourself New Year's Day. Make this concoction and invite the new year in a healthy way. For those of you that want, you can add slices of apple for love. All right, guys? And have fun. Have fun. This is a great New Year's combination. And just let it simmer the whole day. That means, well, boil it first and then turn the pot down to simmer. Low, 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 low fire. And as the water, leave the lid off. And as the water evaporates, just add more water. You could do this for at least 2 or 3 hours, easy. All right. And for those of you that want to add a few more things to sweeten up your New Year's, you can add raspberry. You can add raspberry, apple, and strawberries to the lemon and the oranges. Um, and you can add cloves too. Cloves are big, so get yourself some cloves. All right, guys. If those of you that love vanilla, I'm not a fan of vanilla, you can also add a few drops of vanilla. And this is a New Year's Day ritual to start your day off with good luck ingredients, protective ingredients, and most of the items are about allowing loving energy into your house. So have fun. I'm going to do a video on that so you all can do that for the New Year's. All right, guys. Slice up everything. Slice up the orange, the lemons, the apples, the strawberries, except the raspberry. You can add cinnamon stick or cinnamon powder. Don't drive yourself crazy. Add cloves. It could be ground. It could be whole. Don't drive yourself crazy. If you love lemon, add a few drops of lemon. Am I missing something? I don't think so. Rosemary and basil. Put it into a big pot. Enjoy your New Year's. Bring it in amazing. The last thing I'm going to talk about is black eyed peas. But I'm going to revisit this topic next week, talking about other things. But I do want you to get one, a bag of black eyed peas, and then two, a bag of mixed beans. All right? And black eyed peas, you pour it into a bowl and leave it by your front door. And any excess change you put in the bowl of black eyed peas. All right? Get a mixed bag of beans, and we're going to mix black eyed peas with the mixed bag, and we're going to make a money sandwich. We'll talk about that next week. All right, guys. I hope I helped. Happy cleaning. Remember, your house is everything. And if this is not your house, your room is everything, right? I once lived in a studio apartment, tiny place, and there was a little girl that lived across from me. And at the time, I used to have blonde hair. used to wear a blonde wig. And because this place was so small, I needed it to look beautiful. So I thought the only way to make it look beautiful was to have muted colors of beige and white. So everything in my apartment, my sofa was leather, white leather. My linen on my bed was white. My kitchen table was clear, but the chairs were a creamy color. And one day the little girl, I didn't know she was a galactic kid, but one day the little girl saw my house and she looks at me and she goes, "Your house is as white as your hair." And I hadn't really thought about it, but all of a sudden I could see it through the little girl's eyes. I say that to say I had a little studio apartment, and where I live is my sanctuary. It's my home. It's where I bring my energy home. So your energy and your bad luck cannot stay. And I used to do readings out of my house, and I still would allow that person's energy to go out my house. And the little spritzer, like I described earlier, takes anyone's energy out of your house. So learn to love your space, I think is what I'm trying to say more than anything. You matter, where you live matter, and it doesn't have to be yours. Whatever space you have, that's yours. So own that space. All right, everyone. Thank you for taking notes, Beauty. Beauty me. Oh, Sabrina, thank you. Yes, do a video. Yes, I'll do a video on the morning brew, the New Year's Day brew. I'll do a video on that. All right, guys, love you. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to take this long, but I just enjoyed it too. The most powerful person around you is you. Oh, thank you. Note to self. Yes. Thank you so much for doing this video. I love you, Miss Tracy. Thank you. Is that do I get to own that phrase? The most powerful person around you is you. Do I own that or do you own that, LT? Or can we share it? I know you took it from me, but do you own it now? Because that is beautiful. I hope that's what I said. If not, I'll figure out what I said and repeat that. I'm just trying to make a point here. That is so beautiful the way you coined it. The most powerful person around you is you. That was me? Oh, yay! Yes, thank you. I do so much off the cuff, I don't even know what I say half the times. Thank you, LT. The most powerful person around you is you. Ah, that is so beautiful. Note to self. All right, everyone. Thank you for putting up with me. I love you all. Take it easy. Bye.
Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to Tracey Brown Live. Gals and guys, go to Tracey Brown Live. Go to